What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another live action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the SPDR, the rest of the wave. Now, I don't have the whole wave. I know the title says wave review, but I did actually shoot Doc Ock's review. I want to say maybe about a month and a half ago. So if you want to go check that out, I actually shot Doc Ock and the Lizard Build-A-Figure all in one video, so you can go back and check that out. So Doc Ock will not be featured in this video. This is the rest of the wave that I got. I actually didn't get a chance to shoot Cloak's review, so we're going to include him into this. I did pick up Cloak separate. I didn't really care too much about the Build-A-Figure in this. So I'll probably be selling these pieces off or all at once. So there's that bit of information. So if you're a little confused as to, or your first time watching this video or new to my channel, then you'll understand that I kind of cherry picked through the wave. On the back of the card, we have the whole wave. I ended up skipping out on the House of M Spider and Scarlet Spider. Just don't need two more Spider-Men. I already have I had a Scarlet Spider a while ago. I know this is probably a different version of said Scarlet Spider, but I just don't really need the House of M Spider-Man, which is very similar to the Pizza Spider-Man, and obviously with some differences in design, but the overall body, I mean. Scarlet Spider, I just don't need it. I picked up Doc Ock, like I said, so if you want to go check out that review, you can. I shot it like about a month ago. But the rest I wanted Daredevil. It's actually not the Shadowlands Daredevil. A lot of people keep confusing it with Shadowlands Daredevil. This is not actually Shadowlands Daredevil. This is the, I forgot what the title of the all new, all whatever, blah, 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 Marvel. Whatever Marvel's calling their reboot now. All new, all think we got our shit together, Marvel. Sorry for swearing. But this is the rest of the wave. This is pretty much what I wanted to get. Cloak looks really cool. I'm so glad that we finally got a Cloak and Dagger, and we actually got them in the same wave. Marvel Legends loves doing that, or Hasbro, I should say, the Marvel Legends division. They love splitting teams up. So I'm actually grateful that they actually gave us Cloak and Dagger in the same wave. So there's that. But as far as the packaging goes, I'll go through each of theirs packaging. This is Dagger, obviously. Nice window box display on the side. Beautiful artwork of Cloak and Dagger in their comic book forms. And then on the back, we have the nice depiction of Cloak and Dagger together and their little feature together, which I'll get to once I get this opened. And then moving on to a Daredevil here. Really nice artwork on the side showing the new Marvel Daredevil. That's what this is based on. And then we have Daredevil, the packaging artwork right there. Looks good. And then on the side for Elektra, looks really nice. She's got her size in her hands, looks pretty cool. And on the back, nice picture of Elektra as well. I'm not going to really go through the read-ups because they're kind of pointless and lame, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But let's get this crack-a-lackin'. Gaz, what's up, man? How's it going? First one we'll get to is, we'll do Cloak first, because he's already out of the package, and it's easier that way. Cool Toys, what's up? Welcome to the live review. My weekend's going great. The Buffalo Bills just beat the brakes off of the Minnesota Vikings, so I just finished watching that, and now I'm doing this review, so I'm in a great mood. Oh, it's rainy in New Jersey? Yeah, it's nice and sunny in Buffalo. I think it's like, I don't want to say like around 83 degrees here, sunny. So we had our spickle spackle of rain on Friday, and it was like cold winds and rain on Friday. It's very odd very odd weather lately due to this hurricane hitting the East Coast, the southern East Coast, I should say. But here is Cloak. Looks really good. I mean, he's pretty simplistic when it comes to what he can accomplish. You pretty much just want him in his cloak. You know what I mean? And I think he looks pretty good. You can detach the body from the cloak, and then you want to pop his head off to get his real feature, which is, and then you want to repeg his cloak here. And then pretty much what happens here is the head just kind of sits on top of the cloak, which is pretty cool. And then you kind of have him in his teleportation style, no body looking form, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I elongated that that terminology right there for him, but I think it looks pretty good. It's a nice little feature, and if you don't want to have him with no legs or arms or anything like that, you can have him in this. And the cool thing about this is that it actually has a nice translucent body. It's if you bring it up to light, there's pieces or portions. As I bring my lighting up over here, there are, hold on a second. There, throughout the body, it is pretty much using a translucent, like you can't see it, hold on a minute. It's pretty much using like a translucent plastic, which is pretty cool, and it's going throughout the whole arm, which is nice. It's not going throughout the body though. I believe the body is just like a black plastic, or like this kind of like a, yeah, it's pretty much just like a black plastic. But it looks pretty cool. The arms do that, which is nice. So if you have the right lighting, you can really get him into some cool looking featured poses. So that's pretty cool. Let me fix my lighting back. Sorry for that. So really nice body. This is pretty much the Grim Reaper body mold right here that we're used to seeing with Captain America and several other characters. I think it works for the most part. Also, the Punisher uses this body mold. It's a nice body mold, very welcomed as far as my collection goes. And the only issue that I have that I think everyone has with this is that the arms need to be redone, where you can get them up maybe just a hair. I mean, it looks actually better than the Captain America. And I want to say the Walgreens Punisher. It was tough to kind of get those arms all the way up. It would be nice if they could go up just maybe like a hair more. But I'm pleased with this. I like the body mold. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty much standard articulation. I'm not going to go through it because we know it at this point. He's got a hinge here. He's got a hinge joint here. He's got a swivel up there. Double jointed elbows. Pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, if you really want me to go through it, I guess I will. Strawberry Fields, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream, buddy. But I'll put that body back in there. Clasp that. And then pop the head back on. I don't know how I want to have him posed. I'm going to be honest with you. I might have him posed with the body in there, just so I don't end up losing the body. Let me get that bag out of the way. I don't know what the heck that bag was doing there. But Cloak is a really solid figure. I would definitely highly recommend picking him up. This is the first version that we've got of Cloak in 6-inch form. I don't think we ever got a Marvel Select version of him, a Cloak and Dagger. So I'm pretty sure that this is it. We definitely I know for a fact that we didn't get Marvel Legends version. So pretty awesome, man. The third agent, who would I recommend that you get first? Well, who's your favorite character? That's what I would go after. If you're new to collecting and new to Marvel Legends, or if you're just new to Marvel Legends in general, I would always go after your favorite character. So let me know what your favorite character is, and then I can recommend the figure for said character. But the cloak is also a translucent plastic, a semi-translucent plastic. If you bring it up to some light here, hopefully I don't knock Mr. Punisher over there off of his. You can see through the cloak as I bring the lighting up. So that's pretty cool. It's really nice that they put a lot of time and effort into this this figure. It's a beautiful figure. So that's pretty much Cloak. Like I said, he's pretty simplistic. There's not a whole lot to say. The sculpt work on the Cloak is well done. The hood is well done. I really like the face sculpt with the nice whited out eyes. I think that looks really good. Very pleased with that. There's no hair underneath that or anything like that. It's just pretty much the head is molded to or glued to the hood. So I guess if you did remove the hood from the head, it would probably have, just a bald head or maybe some divots if it's plugged in to said hood. The where did my pointer go? My pointer just vanished. There's nothing worse than a vanishing pointer. There we go. The paint detail on the clasp looks really good. I want to say that this is probably paint detail going throughout here. It's very consistent throughout. Looks really good. I like the nice folds and everything. I think the cape sits well, especially when he's standing. This is him on his own 2 feet. I think it sits well. It does hover up a little bit due to him being a little bit taller than the cape, but I don't mind it. I think it looks great. I'm not going to nitpick that at all. Really just a well done figure, and I definitely recommend that you pick this guy up. Daredevil's your favorite? Okay, well, we're going to be getting to the Daredevil next, actually, is what I was planning on doing, because I wanted to explain a couple things about this Daredevil. I already showed the packaging for Daredevil in the beginning of the live review, so if you want to go back and check that out, you can. But I'm going to open up Daredevil here, and we'll talk about him, because there's quite a bit to talk about, and I was holding off on picking these up. I didn't even know if I was going to get the rest of the wave, and then, I had someone come through for me on the rest of the wave. I wasn't actually planning on, I don't know if I was necessarily planning on getting in them right now as far as priorities go, but it's actually a really solid wave. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how well done this wave was, and like I said, I was kind of cherry picking the wave as well, so, and I'm just kind of getting him out of his stuff. Plug your ears real quick. It's going to be a loud plastic noise. Oh, he's cinched in here. There we go. Right. Sorry about that. But here is the new Daredevil. Oh, come on. There we go. Get that out of here. In case anyone was wondering, he does come with the right arm of SPDR. This is the right arm. I'm probably going to, like I said, I'm probably going to sell these bath pieces off to someone, or I might just give them away to someone who actually needs them more than I do, because I'm not a big fan of the Build-A-Figure. It's just not my cup of tea. The third agent, I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to be talking about this Daredevil for just a little bit, and then I'll get to what I think is my best, because I can't say which one is my favorite while I'm reviewing something, because this one could potentially be my favorite. I don't know, because I haven't reviewed it yet. If I can get this holster to sit where I want it to. But how's everybody's weekend going? My weekend's going pretty good. Yeah, thanks, Zorpox. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. Josh Allen played really well against the Vikings, and I had a fun time watching that game, I wasn't expecting too much out of my Bills this year. I didn't think they were going to, accomplish too much, having a rookie quarterback and losing a lot of talent, and LaShawn McCoy being hurt, but, it was a good win. It was a nice morale boost for the team, I think. And I think they really rallied behind Josh Allen, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of trying to get Daredevil so he doesn't look like a buffoon here for you guys. But there you go. His holster was like all the way down here, and I had to fix it. So here's his baton. We got some extra hands here. So we're just doing a little bit of a checklist so far is what I like to do. I like to come prepared here. I'm going to shed a little bit more light on this subject. There we are. That's a little bit better, so you guys can all see him nice and crisp and clear. We don't have any issues. Um, but he looks really good. I'm really pleased with this. Now, this is not actually the Shadowlands version of Daredevil. This is actually the all new. I don't know what they coined the term. All new, all Marvel, whatever it's called for the new comic run. I believe this is the version where it features a villain called Ten Fingers. I actually read that story run. He actually has a sidekick now, which is pretty cool, and you guys should read up about that. I don't want to give spoilers here in case that no one's read it yet, but it's a pretty cool, nice little run. The Hand is featured in it, which is pretty nice, and yeah, I would definitely go check that out. I think they're doing decently with Daredevil as far as that goes. But he does come with some alternate hands here. And there's a fist. One fist for the right side, and here's one for the left. Nicely sculpted, nicely molded. We've got the arm wraps now in his new attire look, which I actually like. I mean, they did a really good job with the sculpt of the arm wraps here. And those are his two open hands, so he can hold his batons. The double D on his chest looks pretty good too. It's a very nice modern look for him. I really do like the black as well for him. It does look really nicely done. I'm still a big fan of this Bucky Cat body mold. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm kind of sick of it. But I don't mind it. I think it looks really good. I think it fits a purpose. And a lot of people want to see this body mold go away, but I'm like, why would you have a body mold go away? Do you want less options in your action figure line? I prefer to keep the mold and just add more molds, because this does have a spot, I feel like, in Marvel Legends as far as continuing on the line. I feel like this has a good spot within certain characters like Daredevil, guys that aren't too tall but not too short, you know what I mean? The average build Joe, as far as I'm saying. The baton is pretty cool. This is nice little kind of like a whiplash or swinging baton look. So you could use this, have him holding this, and maybe have it aimed towards a baddie, and have him being hit in the face or something like that. So that's pretty cool. You can also detach these. Now, I saw some people very apprehensive to detach these, but you can. It's simply just a peg system. And he does have his little holster or sheath or whatever you'd like to call it on his leg. So you can detach those, which is nice. And they're pretty much just a red plastic, which is pretty cool. I would have liked a little bit of paint detail for these. I think that would have went a long way. Maybe a little bit of silver around the tops of the ridges right here. That would have been nice. But this is always welcomed. I like these little effects that they do. I even liked the throwing motion for Captain America. I thought that was a welcomed little gesture that Hasbro did. And I always love getting extra hands. Extra hands, extra heads, extra anything. Just throw it all in there. And I think this is a very well done Daredevil. And I just want to kind of pull him in. And so you guys can take a better look. I want to say the paint apps aren't as well done on this guy as previous Daredevils that we've got. Like the Defenders box set Daredevil, which is a really good Daredevil. I want to say the single carded release of Daredevil. That's a really well done one. The all red one, which I'll bring in here for a second, just for a little comparison. But this is a really nicely done figure. It's very simple. Where there is new sculpting for the new design, there is. We've got newly sculpted boots, which is very nicely done. Let me fix his leg. So there is a little bit of a bowing feature right here in the leg, but I just like to reform it. I'll probably use some hot water, cold water method, or I'll just use a blow dryer and then use some cold water, dip it in there, and then reform the leg. That's not the biggest deal in the world. He is a little bit bow-legged coming out of packaging, but, you know, you kind of expect that now with Marvel Legends coming out of the gate, as far as being in package and having a little bit of bow-legged syndrome. But as you can see there, it kind of almost fixed itself after I kind of played around with it just for a second there. There is some nice black paint shading going throughout the arm wraps, which is nice. No paint shading going throughout the belt. It's pretty much just a red plastic. The holster or sheath for his batons is just a red plastic as well. There is a little bit of paint shading going throughout the boots and the laces, which is nicely done. I think the boots turned out really nice. I really like those a lot. And those arm wraps. I can't get over those arm wraps. They just look so good. I think it's a welcomed new design for Daredevil. And I do like the new double Ds. Double D's. Got double D's on his chest. I'm just kidding. But the batons do fit in his sheath or holster. I keep saying either or because there's always going to be one person that's not happy with me saying sheath and saying holster instead. So there we go with that. It fits in there nicely, nice tucked away, or nicely tucked away. As far as the hands go, they just kind of pop out like so. And you really can feel the sculpt. There's actually some texturing going on with the sculpt here, which is really nice. As you can see, the sculpt of those wraps look really well done. I'm really pleased with those. And then we'll just plug in the fist hands. There we go. I do want to say the skin tone on his face, or around his mouth and nose and chin, is a little bit darker from previous releases. And I'm just going to bring in the single carded release Daredevil, the first Daredevil we got, just to kind of show that off. If I can find him. Oh wait, he might be downstairs. I might have to grab him in a second, but taking a look at him, it looks pretty cool. The effect looks pretty nice. A lot of people were kind of let down that this was not a bendy wire. I mean, I can definitely see, this being a bendy wire would have helped the situation. This way you can kind of manipulate it any way you want. But, I don't mind. It's a nice little added bonus for the figure. It's a nice little added detail and accessory for the figure. And there's actually some sculpt work going throughout this that I don't think a lot of people pointed out before. Nice little ridged, or I want to say rope-like sculpting going throughout the this little effect right here. It's pretty cool. It's not just like a smooth plastic. It's a ridged and sculpted. So nicely done on Hasbro's part. I'm going to go ahead and grab my other Daredevil really quick, and you guys enjoy staring at Daredevil for a second. As far as Daredevils do go, like I said, here's the first release of the newly done Hasbro release Daredevil. I want to say the New Age Hasbro release because there were other releases of the Hasbro Daredevil. They were a little bit on the skinnier side. I have the majority of all the versions of Daredevil, so maybe one day down the line I'll do a evolution of Daredevil video, and we can go through that, and you can check out all the different versions of Daredevil. But I have the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them. Another one that's nice to have is his, a lot of people don't like it, but his first appearance look with the kind of yellow and brown. It's obviously, not going to be everyone's cup of tea. This is probably what everyone wants right here, this Daredevil. But taking a look at the skin tones, they're actually kind of close. As you can see right here, just from the naked eye, and bringing him in, I'll do a little close comparison here. They're pretty close. I want to say that maybe This release is a little bit darker now that I'm looking at them together. But they both look good. As far as recommending a Daredevil, if you are into the newer comics, and I wanted to answer a specific question from the third agent there that was asking which Marvel Legend Daredevil should I go after since he's your favorite. I would say maybe try and find him first. If you are a fan of the current product for Marvel, then I'd say go after him. Also, the Netflix Daredevil is a really nice Daredevil as well. If you're into the live action stuff, I would definitely recommend that figure. It's a really good figure. But if you just want a traditional comic looking Daredevil, like a go to, you just pick one Daredevil to go with for your first figure, I'd say go with this guy. He's the single carded release that came out I want to say a few years ago. There's also the Defenders box set, which is really well done. It's pretty much the same Daredevil, just with the lighter red flipped. So see how this has a darker red here? The darker red is on the gloves and the boots, and the lighter red is throughout the rest of the body. And obviously it has a lighter or a darker Daredevil logo on his chest as well. So it's just kind of the paint scheme is flipped. So just to point that out for you. But let's get that Daredevil out of there. And that's a little comparison for you all. This is really nice. I really like this figure. Coming with the extra hands, which I think the first version would have benefited from. First version definitely would have benefited from that, and maybe a little bit more paint detail going throughout those batons. You did get extra paint detail with, I want to say, the Netflix version. I'm trying to think what other version you got extra paint detail. Oh, also the Defenders box set got a little bit extra silver paint detail with the batons as well. But let's knuckle up real quick. Yeah, no problem, the third agent. I'm glad to help, man. Glad to help. But the knuckling up here, I think the fists came out really well. Really liking that. As far as articulation does go, it's pretty much the same Bucky Cap articulation that we've all grown to love and enjoy with Marvel Legends. He still has the boot swivel, still maintains that. He still has the ankle pivot, ankle rocker, points to toe, points to heel nicely. No glove swivel or anything like that, not that you need it. He does have the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge that goes back and forth on this one as well. That's pretty much all the articulation I'm going to go through, just because we all know the Bucky Cat body mold, but I wanted to go through articulation just with the newly sculpted pieces in case there's any sort of hindering or anything like that. But, I mean, we pretty much know this body mold by now, so I'm just going to stop there with the articulation. Like I said, if it's a new body mold, I usually go through it. I just don't like to waste time talking about articulation when it's kind of unnecessary, we know, unless it's something new. Then I usually go through it. But he can hold his batons nicely in his hands. Let's get those in there. And his batons are a little bit more of like I want to say more of a pliable plastic, that kind of gummy plastic. But it does fit in his hands nicely. His hands are sculpted very stiff, very nice. So no issues there with him holding his batons or anything like that. So that's good. And if you want to have him hold his effect, you can hold his effect. Daredevil, another one of my favorite Marvel characters as far as that goes. I really enjoyed the Netflix series as well. I can't wait for season 3. That's going to be awesome. I just finished up. I'm actually almost done with Luke Cage's first season. I know I'm a little late to the game with that, but let's see if I can get him into a fun quick little pose. I don't want to waste too much time here because I have 2 other figures I have to go through. So you can kind of get him into. I know this is like a really whack pose right here, but there you go. You can kind of get him going like this, or swinging, or doing a backflip, since he is very acrobatic. He's basically a ninja. But looks pretty cool. I like it. And, okay, we're going to move on. I'm not going to spend any more time on Daredevil. Action Figure Addict, man. What's up? Long time no see, brother. How often do they release Build-A-Figure waves? Well, it kind of depends. Usually we get the most Marvel Legend figure waves, I want to say, just before San Diego Comic-Con or during that. So it's usually the month of June, July, and August that are the most heavy as far as action figures are concerned. So there's that. But it's usually that or the beginning of the year. They usually have the most releases then. All right, next up we're going to do Dagger, because I'm really excited about Dagger. Her having her first release. Hasbro up in the ante with the clear plastic ties in this wave. All right, let's get all that packaging out of the way. But yeah, I would say, what was it? Between the month of May and the month of August, I think they released something like almost 8 waves of Marvel Legends, which was, holy Toledo, a lot of waves. I don't think I've ever seen that amount of waves in one year, let alone a few months of each other. Because we got a whole bunch of them. We got this wave, we got the X-Men wave, we got what? The other Deadpool wave, we got 2 Avengers waves. Like, there was a lot being pumped out within a short period of time, you know? So here is Dagger. Her body is really stiff. I mean, I'm thankful that she is. I'd rather her have a very stiff, articulated body than a loose body, and then her not being able to stand at all. What else? I don't want to miss any comments here. Which is my favorite of the year? I might end up doing that at the end of the year. I usually wait till December to do my favorite action figure releases for the year. So I'll probably do that towards the end of the year. Usually what I like to do is, instead of just doing like a top 10, I usually just grab figures that I liked going throughout the year. And I like to kind of categorize them. You know, Marvel Legends. Then I do this. I'll do like Marvel Legends, or I'll do NECA, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. Different companies. A lot of people do it regulated on, you know, this was my favorite figure of the year type thing, you know? I like to split them up into categories because I feel like each company does really good things. And to ignore that, I feel like is kind of a, you know, you're kind of, get her into a arm throwing pose here. Like I said, she is, wow, her thigh joints are really stiff. Wow, I'm gonna take it easy on that. She is but you're kind of selling yourself short if you don't at least include other companies throughout the year, you know. There we go. That's a decent halfway decent pose there. Oh yeah, no problem, no worries, Action Figure Addicts. No big deal at all. Just yeah, join the streams whenever you can. Don't feel obligated. Am I going to get any of the Venom wave? I actually did get Typhoid Mary. I shot that review, so you can go back and check that out if you want Strawberry Fields. I think that might be the only one I get. I might get Scream. I'm just waiting kind of for the price to drop on her a little bit. I might get Scream though. Still haven't seen this wave yet. I would definitely go, Action Figure Addict. I would definitely check out your local GameStops. They've had this wave. Target is just starting to get them in my area on the East Coast. I'm from Buffalo, New York, so we usually end up. Buffalo actually gets a pretty decent flow of action figures because we get a lot of releases are coming in from Canada too. So like I got what was it? I got Thing like a while ago. Like I got Thing and I got Silver Surfer like I want to say about 2 months ago. So I got them earlier because Canada got them earlier. But very fortunate to sometimes live where I live. We're not necessarily the biggest city in the world either. Um, you saw those at Wally Mart? That's good, guys. Yeah, I saw, what was it? I think I saw a Typhoid Mary. Or I saw Typhoid Mary and I saw um, Doc Ock at Walmart. But here's Dagger. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there. Here's Dagger. Pretty cool. Very simplistic in design. She's pretty much just a white plastic with a little bit of, I want to say, what was it? Skin tone painted going throughout the chest, the neck, and the lower torso right here. The Warlock wave is really good, Strawberry Fields. I love that wave. It's one of my favorites. I love that Build-A-Figure, too. It's a great Build-A-Figure. If you're a New Mutants fan like I am, then you'll love Warlock. Yeah, I know. Action Figure Addict. I know. I definitely want to pick up that Aquaman multiverse movie wave. It's fantastic. But here is Dagger. Here, I'm sorry if I'm a little bit of lag right there in my video, but she does come with this little clip system, which does show her daggers kind of being thrown out of her hand. Pretty awesome. I like it. The face sculpt is pretty well done. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks really good. She's got that little, almost like a half moon on her face, which is pretty cool. Looks really good. Really pleased with this face sculpt. The way that the hair turned out looks really good. There's actually some paint shading going throughout the hair as well. Really highlights and brings out that very natural looking blonde. I'm pretty sure the sharks are going to be available, Action Figure Addict. But yeah, this looks really good. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of craziness going on here. She pretty much just includes what you see here and the torso piece for SPDR. You know, as much as I don't really care for this, I'm guessing Spider-Verse Build-A-Figure, it is well sculpted and a very unique design. It does only have hinge joints, though, or swivels at the arm, so there's no hinge joints in the arm. I retract my previous statement about the hinge joints. There's no hinge joints or swivels for the Build-A-Figure. And I'll just show you what I mean. If you plug the... Oh, no, there's little ball joints right here. That's pretty cool. So you can swivel, like I said. And there's actually a little bit of a ball joint right here. Sorry, Dagger, I'm knocking her over. So that's pretty cool. Not the best range of motion, obviously, but, you know. But Dagger looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way she turned out. A much-needed character. And we got... I mean, if we got to have Dagger in there, we got to have Cloak. Her... Pretty excited about the Cloak and Dagger show. How many of you out there are excited as well? Because I am. And let's do the little thing that everyone else does, I guess. We'll do that too. Her kind of coming out of his cloak as he's like teleporting her in. Bloop. Oops. Knocked his poor head off. Sorry there, Cloak. Does look pretty cool. I'm digging it. Her head's kind of looking weird. Hopefully I don't knock his head off again. There we go. That's a little bit better. That was my teleportation noise. Sounds like a turkey. Gobble gobble. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with her. She looks really good. I'm so like I said, I'm so glad that we finally got these two. Much needed. Reminds me of playing Maximum Carnage and Cloak and Dagger. You were able to use Cloak and Dagger in that video game. That's pretty cool. But I will actually go through her articulation in case anything has changed or range of motion is different, just because due to the long hair. She can do a full 360 at the head. That one's for you, Strident. Snapped her neck and now she's dead. Her head can look down. Her head can actually look up pretty decently. The hair is a nice pliable plastic, a little bit better than normal for Marvel Legends, so she can look up pretty decently. She can tilt her head side to side. Oh, we got a little bit of jive turkeys up in here. So there's that. Arms go up, arms go down, full 360 rotation. Single bend at the elbow. We have a wrist hinge, wrist joint. Also a swivel at the elbow as well. We do have a diaphragm joint, which does swivel and can crunch forward nicely, crunches back nicely, and the paint actually does continue with the sculpt onto the torso, which is very well done. So if you want to kind of have her hiked back or she's doing like a backflip, there's no breakage in the paint application for her skin tone. So that's good. The legs don't go out that great. I'm going to be honest with you. That's probably a gripe of mine. I feel like at this day and age, in 2018, going on 2019, we should be getting better splits than this. I mean, come on. But the legs do go forward nicely. Good range of motion there. Does go back a little bit hindered due to the sculpting of the rear end there. We do have a thigh swivel. Mine is very much needing some heat. There we go. There's the swivel on the thigh. Ugh, man, it is tight. It is tight. That's what he said, I guess. Double jointed knees. No boot swivel. She does point the heel, and not so much. A little bit past neutral. That's neutral. That's pointing the heel. Pointing the toe is nice. And we do have some ankle pivot. There we go. And 2 peg holes. So that's pretty much it. Now, setting her aside for a second and taking a look at her. Let me grab my tweezers here so my hands aren't all up in the video. Showing off, let me get her out of here. Showing off her little daggers here. There is it is a different white. This is actually kind of like a pearlescent plastic, I want to say, that they used for this. I think it's really well done. Did a really good job with the pearlescent. Kind of gives off that little bit of differentiation between her daggers and her costume. So it's very welcomed. So there we go. So that is Dagger. We've seen her with Cloak. If my camera will focus. There we are. Like I said, the face sculpt turned out really nice. The maybe an extra set of hands would have done her some justice, seeing as she's pretty basic when it comes to her overall design. Maybe an extra set of hands would have been nice. Maybe a punching hand, another open hand gesture would have been nice to include. We've seen these hands before with Scarlet Witch and Enchantress and a plethora of other, yes, jazz hands, yes. But that's Dagger. Okay, and moving on to the last piece of the puzzle here. Moving on to, I want to say, maybe my most anticipated of the wave, besides Doc Ock, Elektra. As I'm getting her out of the box, I will answer some questions. Am I going to review the Build-A-Figure at the end of the stream? I don't have the whole Build-A-Figure, so unfortunately, no, I will not. Some of these pieces, I wasn't too much. I didn't care too much about the Build-A-Figure. I kind of cherry picked the wave. I ended up getting this whole wave from on luck, by luck, I should say. But yeah, I I'll show all the pieces for it that I have. I don't have too many. Some of the figures I got loose, like Cloak, and I don't have the rest of the figures in the wave, which are Scarlet Spider and House of M Spider-Man. So those will not be getting reviewed because I really don't plan on getting them. So I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, but she does include the left leg of SDR. So there's that. And I'll pop that in. And this is pretty much what I have. It is a tall Build-A-Figure. Just to give you kind of an idea, there's Daredevil, and he is much larger than Daredevil. So he's pretty big. Like I said, very unique articulation here. Kind of reminds me of like a old DC Universe Classics Collect and Connect figure a little bit with this Build-A-Figure here. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of like Metallo, obviously with better better quality, because Metallo had a tendency of falling apart there on you. But okay, anyway, bringing in the last piece to the puzzle here is Elektra. Let me fix her ankle so she doesn't fall over. Or is she going to fall over anyway? Come on. Oh boy, this ankle joint is making me nervous a little bit. Sorry for the kind of... her ankle joint is frozen. Alright, I'm going to have to hot water that as well. So maybe I can kind of get her to bend her. There we go. She's kind of leaning forward a little bit due to her left ankle here being a little frozen. So that's unfortunate. But nothing a little hot water. Actually, I do have a hairdryer here where I can heat it up. But she's pretty simple as far as what she comes with. She comes with her size. And that's pretty much it. No extra hands. No extra heads. Kind of plain Jane, but I guess it works for her. She doesn't really need to come with a whole lot. I think she looks good. I'm very pleased that we finally got an updated Elektra. Let's see if I have my old Elektra out here, out and about, if I can find. I might have put her away. Yep, I did. So I don't have that one. I don't know where she is. She's in a whole box with something else, probably. But this is a much better version. I want to say the best version of Elektra that we've got. The old Toy Biz one, very outdated as far as figures go. You know, for the time it wasn't that bad looking, but obviously compared to this, I mean, this blows that figure out of the water. As far as the Hasbro version that came in the 2-pack years back, that version is just god awful. I just can't. I never liked that version. She was really way too skinny. She had no ankle pivot. She had, I believe, wide jointed hips, which were just god awful. She just, I don't know. It's not a very good figure. I definitely don't recommend picking that up. This is the version of Elektra that you should pick up. If you're going to get just one Elektra, this is the one to get, by far, bar none. Let me get her size in her hand here. And there's actually 2 ways that you can actually display her size in that hand. It's the same hand that came with the Netflix Elektra. The Netflix Elektra is pretty good if you like live action figures. That's a good version to get as well. A lot of people don't like it for some reason, but I don't know. I don't mind it that much. I think it looks pretty good. I really like the actress that portrayed Elektra. I think it's, believe, the same actress that portrayed Jinx in G.I. Joe Retaliation. Very pretty, very beautiful woman. Do I have the Lizard complete? Yes, I do. I actually shot that review of the Build-A-Figure Lizard with Doc Ock. So if you want to go back and check that out, you can. That video's been up for about a month, or maybe a little bit more than a month. Yeah, really good face sculpt on this. It really does give off that Greek look. I love how dark the lips are. Looks beautiful. Really well done on Hasbro's part for this face sculpt. The paint apps look really crisp and clean. She looks like she jumped right out of the pages of a comic book. Really like the bandana. Looks really good. I like how it's tied in the back. Looks really well done. It's not a whole lot of paint shading going throughout this. It's pretty much, even her hair doesn't have a whole lot of paint shading. I don't think there's any besides just the black hair. The skin tones look really good. Nice, crisp, consistent throughout the entire body. So no issues there. I think they nailed the skin tone, to be honest with you. I think it looks really good. Flipping around to the back, that's her booty. And the front, that's what the front looks like, as far as if you were curious what's underneath the skirt. Yeah, the boots came out nice. No issues there. Like I said, she can hold her side two different ways. You want to kind of get this in between her hands, like so. But you want to hike it all the way down so the sai is in between her fingers, like that. There you go. And that's how she can hold her sai the second way. She can hold it straight up, like this way, or she can hold it this way, kind of pointing at someone. I think I might have her posed this way. I think that works best. I mean, if you're going to offer a feature like that, I feel like that's what I'm going to go with as far as defaulting. You know, see if I can get her into a fun little pose here. I'm going to go through articulation with her, don't worry, because I feel like she's got some new parts or some a new look for her. So that looks pretty dang good right there. It's kind of generic, but there we go. It's kind of generic. Kind of generic. This going this way, head going that way, and that's a little bit better. Still don't like this arm, but whatever. I'm not here for a pose down. But the wraps around her legs look really good. Pretty happy with that. I would have liked it maybe if we got a little bit more of a swept look for her tunic or skirt. I guess I'll call it that. But, you know, it hanging straight down isn't the worst thing in the world either. The wraps around her arms are painted halfway decently. I would have liked a little bit more paint detail, black paint detail going throughout the wraps on her arms. It looks kind of like, you kind of gave up a little bit. But I'm not going to nitpick too much. I feel like maybe some black lines going throughout would have helped a little bit as far as bringing out that detail. The wraps around her arms look pretty good. Really love this face sculpt. It's one of my favorites, I think. I love it. It looks so good. But pretty pleased with this. And let's see if I can get her standing even with that frozen ankle. Both her ankles are very, very stiff. But anyway, all right, let's get to articulation really quick because I don't want to waste too much time here. We're almost hitting an hour here. All right, so as far as her articulation does go, her head can swivel a full 360 if you really want it to go. There's a little bit of hindrance due to her hair, but her head can't really look up too much. I'd say Dagger had a much easier time looking up than she does. Her head does look down, though, which is nice. And it can pivot side to side. So that's good. Nice little rocker action there. See if she's got some jive turkeys. A little bit of jive turkey right there. And then the arms go up, down, full 360 rotation. She does have a single bend at the elbow, which is about 90 degrees. A swivel at the elbow as well. Swivel at the wrist. Swivel or hinge joint on the wrist as well. She does have the diaphragm joint, which does crunch forward nicely and does crunch back nicely. And it can pivot also side to side, and you can swivel it in a full 360 rotation if you need to. The legs, again, now she's likes to use martial arts. I mean, come on, we need better splits than this, Hasbro. I'm just not feeling it. So the splits will leave you a little bit wanting. She does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. She does have an ankle hinge, but it's just like frozen on mine. I'm going to have to use some heat and fix that. But it is there. I'm assuming she does pretty much have the same body here as Dagger. So she can point the toe and do an ankle pivot and all that other fun stuff. She does have 2 peg holes at the bottom of her feet. It's pretty much the same body. Different upper torso, though, as far as Dagger goes. Dagger's definitely has a little bit of a different torso here, as you can see there between the two. So a little bit of a difference there, especially in cleavage size. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Elektra. Good paint apps. Kind of wish that the ankle wasn't frozen because she's kind of not wanting to stand a little bit. But I can go back and fix that. Like I said, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but very happy to finally have Elektra, and yeah, a much wanted addition to my collection. So, because I really didn't have an Elektra. I mean, I had both other versions of her, and I was just like, not really feeling this. So, I'm going to bring everybody out here so you can see that what I just reviewed. I grab Cloak. Put Cloak over here. Monsieur Cloak. What's next after the Deadpool wave, the second Deadpool wave? I believe the new vintage Marvel Legends series Wave 2 is coming out next month. So if you're looking forward to another wave of Marvel Legends, I guess they're technically called the vintage line from Marvel Legends, but yeah, that would be the next wave that's going to be released. And that has, let me rack my brain here, classic Ant-Man, I want to say classic Wasp in it. And look, we got some couples. We got some couples in this wave. We got Elektra and Daredevil, and let me get Dagger out here. Cloak and Dagger, which is pretty cool. Not only are we getting teams, but we're also getting some couples. It's couples therapy time with Marvel Legends action figures. We're going to couples therapy? Couples therapy? There we go. That looks way better. With her arm kind of swinging back there. Way better. And is that it? I think that is it. Yep, that was pretty much it. That's all I reviewed for this wave. Let me just bring everybody in here. Get better lighting over here too. She's just kind of hanging out, Elektra, you know. Daredevil and Elektra. Get her turning a little bit. There we go. And I'll just kind of give a little bit of an overview. But I do want to answer some questions here. So this completes the, this is not the end of the video. This is just the end of the review section. So I'm going to go on and answer some questions and talk to some of my subscribers and viewers. This is what I like to do at the end of the live review. So if you guys have any questions, you can bombard me with questions and thoughts of this wave. But yeah, the next wave is that Marvel Legends vintage style packaging, the same style packaging that came with vintage Captain America, Black Widow, um, Punisher, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. That was the first wave. Second wave is, let me try and rack my brain here. I might have to check my phone for a little bit of a reference, but I believe it's classic Ant-Man, classic Wasp in the nice blue and white attire, which is pretty cool. And then we have, like I said, I might have to look this up just to confirm because I don't want to give any false information here. But, I should probably turn my internet on there. Silly. But, who else? Black Panther also is in it, and I think they were going for more of a retro, classic look for him. It is a different head sculpt. I think that head sculpt was used before. I can't remember offhand, but he does come with this new nice little necklace, which is pretty cool. There's no Build-A-Figure pieces that come in that wave. It's only the figure in the retro style packaging. So that blue and yellow style packaging is what they come with. Yeah, Scarlet Spider also. Yeah, thank you, Action Figure Addict. I'm going to look that up right now because... my phone's going berserk right now because I had the internet turned off, so all of these updates are happening right now, which is... I love being bombarded every time I turn my phone on. Thanks a lot, Cool Toys. I appreciate it. All right, so new wave is... Come on, where is it? Come on. Well, also, if you haven't had a chance to pick up the Astonishing Ant-Man and Stinger, I almost said Wasp, the Ant-Man and Stinger 2-pack, they have that on Big Bad Toy Store for $44. And that was a Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack. So if you can get a chance to pick that up, that's actually a really good box set. I definitely recommend picking that up. Where did this... There it is. Okay. So it's classic Vision, classic Hawkeye, classic Black Panther, Scarlet Spider, Wasp, and Ant-Man. That's the whole wave. I think it's a pretty solid wave. If you wanted a classic Vision like I do, like I want that classic looking Vision to go with my classic Avengers. I'm probably going to pick that up. I might pick up the majority of this wave, to be honest with you. I think it's a really good looking wave. Like I said, it doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure. And I feel like with these retro wave figures, even though they are using a new style, retro style packaging, I feel like you're getting a little bit less. So I feel like maybe they should charge a little bit less. Maybe $18 a figure would be better. Because you're not getting a Build-A-Figure. You're not getting a whole lot of accessories with each figure. You're just basically getting the figure. I think Ant-Man comes with a mini Wasp, and Wasp comes with a mini Ant-Man. But that's it for their accessories, besides Wasp's wings. But, I mean, you can't really consider that accessories. Scarlet Spider does come with an extra head and hands, so that's pretty cool that he does come with that. Hawkeye just pretty much comes with his quiver and his bow, and that's expected. I mean, you can't have Hawkeye without that. And I think it's pretty funny that Vision comes with an Ultron head. But, you know, maybe it would have made some decent sense to throw in the Ultron as a Build-A-Figure in this. I don't know what they were quite going for here. Black Panther also does come with an extra pair of hands and some kind of like the same flame effects that came with Johnny Storm except they're just an all like pearlescent white, kind of like daggers here. So just to let you all know, because I'm staring at the pictures right now. I really do like the retro style packaging though. It just looks so good. But yeah, it looks like a decent wave. That's definitely the next wave I think to be released. We did get kind of bombarded with Marvel Legends lately. What's the price of the vintage figures? Third Agent, it's I don't know. I'm going to my Big Bad Toy Store. What they have, it's 124 for the entire wave, which I think is a little bit high. But it's six figures, so it's for they're asking $5 more than retail. I guess they're technically $20 figures. I think they should be a little bit less if it were up to me, just my opinion. But I feel like these should be around $100 for the whole wave. I think $100 for the whole wave is you're not asking too much for six figures that don't really come with a whole lot, you know. But still a wave I might get. I'll probably pass on Scarlet Spider. I used to have that Scarlet Spider, so I'll probably pass on him, and I might just get the rest, to be honest with you. Black Panther Wave 2 is coming. Yep. I can't wait for that. I was actually changed my mind on that. I wasn't going to pick it up, but then I was like, well, there's this figure that I want, and this figure that I want, and this. I want that T'Chaka. That T'Chaka, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get another T'Chaka figure, period. So that is top priority for me. Oh, you have Clubber Lang? Yeah, he's a good figure. I have that one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, he's been. Oh wow. Oh yeah, he's being re-released. Yeah. Yeah, they keep pushing him back for some reason. I don't know why. They do that a lot. That's why I don't really like pre-ordering too much from certain websites because they keep pushing dates back. And granted, I understand that it's all about what the hell is that? My dog would just have like a dream, and he like bumped into the door and woke him up. That was funny. Uh, yeah, cool toys. I'm glad you like the G.I. Joe and Marauder stuff. I do. Thank you. I'm just kind of going back and scrolling through some old uh, stuff. You would like to see a new take on the classic A Team? Uh, Me too. I thought the movie wasn't that bad. It just didn't. I don't think it did so well in the box office. That was the problem. You know, I think that was the biggest problem for the A Team. Thought it was a pretty well done movie. Just didn't do a whole lot in the box office. I actually am and I'm not a big Iron Man fan. I'm as a character. I don't know. He's a little bit too douchey for me, um, as far as character goes. But I am interested in picking up that 2 pack with the Mark One Iron Man and the suited Tony Stark. I saw that was hitting targets now. I don't know if I want to pay $50 for it. That's my issue. Because I guess it's got a $50 price tag where it should be $40. Not really keen on spending $50 on 2 figures. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense to me. I definitely want to finish that Sauron wave. I don't. See, this is the thing about the Sauron wave. I don't. I want to pick up the Build-A-Figure, and I only wanted Bishop and Omega Red. I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money for 4 other figures that I don't really care for. You know, like I don't really care for Lady Deadpool. I don't really care for X-Men, Deadpool, and No Pants Deadpool, and X-23 Wolverine. I don't know. I just don't care for that. It's not for me. So I might just I don't know. If I get good deals on the single carded figures, I'll get them just to get the build a figure pieces and maybe sell off the the figures themselves. But I don't really even want to spend $20 per figure to get the. I just want the build a figure is what I'm saying. Oh, you mean action figures, Gaz? Yeah. It would be cool to get some new ones for the A team. Phone is going berserker. How's everybody's weekend though? Going good? Did you guys do anything fun for your weekends? You really want crap? Crap. You really want Cap and Crossbones? Sorry, I didn't mean to say crap. I don't know why I said that. It was not intentional at all. Yeah, Cap and Crossbones looks pretty good. Stridon actually picked it up while I was visiting him in Columbus, and I was kind of just taking a look at Crossbones. Looks really good. That Cap looks fantastic. They definitely got his face sculpt properly done. Okay, what's going on here? What else is coming out? Oh, they also have the Hydra 2-pack on Big Bad Toy Store for $44. I'll just kind of show you. There you go. $44. It's not too bad. Seeing as I think that goes for around 60 to 70 on eBay, which is god awful. Where do I get most of my figures from? I get my figures from where I find the good deals. I want to say mostly it's probably Amazon, eBay. As far as, but I would say this for the new collectors out there. The key to collecting is patience. There's a lot of collectors out there that when they see something new, they have to go get it right now. I got to get it now. I got to get it now. And then they overspend. Trust me, I've been collecting since I was about 12 years old. I'm 35 going on 36, okay? The key to collecting is patience. Because if you buy something and you pay too much for it just to get it early, you'll regret getting it later down the line when you find it for $15. You know, I see a ton of collectors going on eBay and spending $45, $80. I remember, what was it? There was a bunch of collectors saying, "Oh, I got Thing, and you know, I spent $80, but it was so worth it." And I'm like, dude, why couldn't you have just waited like 2 months? You waited 2 months, you could have got them for $20. Because now Thing is hitting stores. I mean, Thing is hitting stores in my area. You can also buy them on the Walgreens website, walgreens.com. And you know, I don't get that. So patience is definitely a virtue. And I'm not a religious man, but patience is definitely a virtue when it comes to collecting. But I'm patient. I wait. I wait to find the best deal. If I find a good deal on the whole wave, I'll pick up the whole wave. But it's few and far between that I usually pick up an entire wave of figures. This was probably the closest I've came. I want to say the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave is the last one that I got that was a full wave. I want to say after that it was probably the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave. And I might be forgetting somebody else. I'm trying to think. Oh, the Lizard Build-A-Figure wave. I didn't get every figure in that wave. I mostly got the bath pieces separately. But I take my time. I shop. Like I said, for the majority of where I shop, it's usually like brick and mortar. I'll go check my brick and mortar places first. But then when I go to my brick and mortar place, if I find a figure that I'm looking for, I usually try to compare it and see if I can find it cheaper on Amazon or eBay while I'm in the store. So if I find it for cheaper on Amazon or eBay, I'll just purchase it on Amazon or online sources. But I sometimes I pre-order through Big Bad Toy Store. It all depends on, because I do like the pile of loot system. It's convenient for me because they'll hold on to items up to, I think, 90 days or something like that, where it used to be unlimited days. Because I remember one time I did a huge Big Bad Toy Store unboxing. It was like stuff that I had in there for like 3 years and I forgot about. But now they put a cap on that, so you gotta ship your stuff within 90 days. But yeah, I usually do. I'll just kind of compare and find the best deal. If I find the best deal in the brick and mortar place, I'll find it there. But I try to save and budget my money as best as possible. That's the second thing. Besides patience, definitely come up with a budget for yourself as far as how much money you can and how much money you're willing to spend per month or per week or however you want to ration it out. Definitely find a budget for yourself. That helps the most. The only thing I did was a leg hand swap with the multiverse Burnside Batgirl. The experiment was a success. That's good. That's good, Action Figure Addict. It would be cool if G.I. Joe had a Build-A-Figure for 3 3/4 inch line, and it was like the Cobra Bat. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I mean, Star Wars has done it in the past, so it could definitely work. I wouldn't expect too much out of GI Joe lately. You know, we're pretty much on the hiatus for the next year and a half, at least until the movie hits, and then who knows what they're gonna do. You know, if they do anything at all, because the subscription club I believe ends after the Wave 8.0, and they're starting to give us some of the 8.0. I believe. Oh no, it was still 7.0. I think with Crystal Ball. Pile of Loot is awesome. I just wish they had a payment plan so I can make small payments and the time. Well, I mean, I kind of get that. I get that from a collector standpoint, but from a business standpoint, Big Bad Toy Store is going to be like, well, you know, you had all this time during the pre-order to save up your money. You know what I mean? So from a collector standpoint, I totally get it, because that's what Sideshow Collectibles does. But they do payment installments before the figures even release. So it's kind of like the same thing, except it's, you just have to save your money instead of having to make a payment. Place an order with Marauders today. Gonna get some of my recipes on the fig. Oh yeah, hell yeah! Use my recipes, please, Woodman. That's kind of why the other reason why I want to do it, because I'm always down to help other people with designs or whatever, ideas. I mean, everyone pretty much uses. There we go. I wanted to fix her a little bit. She was a little bit off to the side there. I'll fix Daredevil. Move him in a little bit. Yeah, but I'm all about helping out my fellow collectors, So if you want to use one of my figure recipes, go ahead, man. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean, Cool Toys. No worries, buddy. Yeah, it does run out after 90 days, yeah. Well, thanks, Woodman. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do actually, as much as I'm not really interested in getting that Venom wave, if you missed out on any of those, like Carnage or the other Venom, the single-carded Venom, I know he comes with a different head sculpt, but if you missed out on any of those characters, it's nice that they're doing that wave. It's kind of like a re-release wave, with some new characters in there too, don't get me wrong, but it's nice that they're doing that, though. I still can't believe that this is $80. Look at this. $80 for that whole wave. That's a great deal. That should be that's about $120 right there. Good deal, I think. Good deal. But Yeah, I think it's a solid wave. Um, you know, and if I didn't have the Monster Venom already from the old Toy Biz days, which I think it just holds up just as good, um, I would actually consider well that, and I you know, if there wasn't Spider Ham in there, I don't get that whole Spider Ham thing, but um, I don't get why so many people want Spider Ham. I don't know. For a $20 figure, you're not getting your money's worth to me for a Spider Ham. And I felt the same way about Hit Monkey as a Build-A-Figure and Puck as a Build-A-Figure. I'm like, I'm not really getting my money's worth here. I'm getting less plastic for a figure that should have came. You know, if they wanted to do like Hit Monkey and Puck in one package, good. I felt the same about Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon should have came with, you know, Rocket and maybe like a little mini Groot and a whole bunch of other accessories. Besides just, you know, Rocket Raccoon. You know, which is, I don't know. You're getting less and you're paying more. I am interested in actually picking up the rest of the, and I'm taking this very slowly because I'm trying to find the best deals possible. The movie Homecoming Spider-Man Vulture Build-A-Figure. That's something I'm really interested in picking up. I really like that Build-A-Figure. Looks really good. Did I pick up the Hulkbuster 2-pack with Hulk and the Hulkbuster from Walmart? No. There's a reason why it's $100, and I just don't want to spend $100 on that. I mean, I can pick up the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure for less than $100, so I just don't see I don't really need another Hulk. I have the Face-Off Hulk, and I have one of the movie Hulks, or I have that 3-pack Hulk. This one. I'll bring him in here real quick. I have the Target exclusive 3-pack Hulk, which I think is a decent Hulk for like a modern Hulk. But it's basically on that movie body that we've seen before. Sorry, I knocked Dagger over there. But I still prefer my face-off Hulk. He's still, I think, to me, the best. So I'm probably going to pass on that unless the price drops significantly. You're eyeing the Mafex Gwenpool? Not a fan of it for $97. Yeah, I'm not in that whole Gwenpool stuff and the Deadpool, everyone is Deadpool thing. But to each their own. I get what I mean. If you like it, that's awesome. But you're looking to go for the Figma D. The Figma D VA? I don't know what that is. Did you guys see the did you guys see the new Predator movie? I made a video about it a couple days ago. But and I gave my thoughts on it, but I thought it was, you know, a fun movie to go watch. Are you guys also excited? What do you guys think about the new Captain Marvel movie? What do you guys think about the trailer? I thought it was pretty cool looking. I'm really excited about finally getting some scrolls. Oh, from Overwatch. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Action Figure Addict. I just wasn't. My brain wasn't clicking. It wasn't putting two and two together there. But yeah, I thought the trailer looked really good. I'm really happy that we're getting some scrolls. Hopefully, we get some comic book versions of scrolls too, not just the movie ones. But I feel like I can still use some of the movie ones and add them into my scroll collection there, because You want to get a whole bunch of those, kind of army build some scrolls. A lot of people are asking for Super Scroll. I wouldn't mind a Super Scroll Build-A-Figure. A lot of people don't like Super Scroll, though. Yeah, the NECA Predators are on my... I mean, there's going to be a whole plethora of them. I have the Fugitive Predator in my pile of loot. I'm kind of waiting just for Beast, the Marvel Select Beast to drop in my pile of loot. Then I'm probably going to ship everything, so... Probably make a nice little unboxing video for that. When does the Venom movie come out? And will it be a part of the MCU? I doubt it because it's a Sony product. I don't think they're gonna. I think it's gonna be a standalone. Yeah, Venom comes out October 5th. So, in about I don't know, just over a week. I can't believe it's almost October already. Oh my god, the summer just came and went. I know it's technically not summer anymore, it's autumn, but I can't believe it went by so quickly. Like I was just like starting to get used to the nice hot weather, and oh no, it's October 5th is when Venom comes out. I dug Ant-Man and Wasp. I thought that was a good movie. And I'm really excited for Captain Marvel. I kind of wish it was coming out sooner than, next year. I'm kind of gonna act like a spoiled brat for a minute, and I kind of wish it was coming out maybe in December. But they're not going to do that with was it I think Star Wars coming? Oh no, Star Wars doesn't come out until next year. That's right, 2019. But yeah, Captain Marvel does look pretty cool. I agree. The trailer looked really good. Yeah, you definitely got the October part right. Action figure addicts. Close enough, right? 5th, 12th, close enough. In the same vicinity. Did anybody pick up the Solo DVD? Or are you planning on picking that up? I definitely would like to. I didn't mind the movie. I thought it was pretty decent. But yeah, the NECA Ripley and the bomber jacket. Yep. It's another good one. But, all right. I'm going up on 88 minutes here. So I think I might call it quits. What did I do for the weekend? Did I watch football? Well, yesterday I was binge watching. What was it? I finished watching Netflix Punisher, which I know I'm behind on that. And then I started watching Luke Cage season 1, and I'm gonna try and finish watching that today. But I pretty much watched that all day. I kind of just chilled at home, had a nice relaxing day. Me and the pup. He's not actually a pup. He's 7 years old now. But me and the woof woof watched Netflix all day, and hung out on my couch, and it was a nice day. Went for a run, pretty chill day. Today I watched my Buffalo Bills destroy the Minnesota Vikings, which I was not expecting. I thought we were going to get destroyed by them, but turned out to be a 27-6 victory. Which is, 27? Yeah, it was 27 to... Oh no, it's 30 to, right? What's wrong with me right now? I believe it was 30 to 6. Or was it 27? I think it's 27 to 6. Anyway. You know what? A lot of people said that You know, they didn't like season one of Luke Cage. It does move a little bit slow, but for them establishing a character that not a whole lot of people know about, like Luke Cage is one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. Um, I'd definitely say he's in the top five um, of all time. So I was ecstatic when they announced that he was going to get a series. Granted, I didn't, you know, I didn't jump on board the day it dropped, which I probably I'm kicking myself for not doing. But a lot of people said it was slow, it was boring. It's not. If you don't know a whole lot about the character, or if you're a huge fan of the character, you'll understand why it has to be slow. Um, sometimes I wish it would pick up a little bit more. I feel like there should be a little bit more interaction with him and his villains, or him accomplishing a little bit more. But I think they're building that up. Also, he's become a lot better of an actor. I forgot the guy's name that plays Luke Cage. Something Coulter or Kohler, or I can't remember his name. I'm an idiot right now. Let me look it up so I'm not. Blah. I kind of wish they didn't dumb down some of the characters. Mike Coulter, sorry, Mike. Um, I think he's getting a little bit better as an actor. Um, there's a lot of funny parts when he says. Obviously, he throws in a couple sweet Christmases in there, which he has to. You know, I mean that's what Luke Cage always says. So, but yeah, so I used to watch Flash. I stopped watching the CW shows. I just it's not for me. You know, I like a little bit more like Netflix style series. I feel like if Flash was a Netflix show and there was a little bit more like swearing and maybe not, it doesn't have to be dark and brooding. I need a little bit more for the mature audience, I guess. It's a little bit too teeny bopper for me. Yeah, NECA did show some good stuff. Yeah, Punisher was good. I liked Punisher. I can't wait for the next season. I was really pleased with that. You didn't like Solo? Okay. No big deal. No problem, Cool Toys. You have a good day, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah, it gets a little campy. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys enjoy your day. I hit the 90-minute mark, so I gotta get out of there. I want the video to be too long, then people will be like, "Oh, I can't sit there for 90 minutes and watch this guy talk about toys," you know. But don't worry, I'm gonna be shooting another review right after I do this, and I'll probably upload that as a separate review. I'm not gonna do a live review of that one, but there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about this figure. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And yeah, I'll be uploading a video tomorrow, so no big deal there. And yeah, enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.